Yeah,
we know you're super Jag. You always have stayed, super fan. And you're like everyone else. You take these times to be optimistic when you can, because once the season starts, optimism seems to go bye-bye.
Yes, especially.
But do you like the kind of the moves? Do you know of any of these guys?
No, I've never heard of any of these people. They're all younger than me.
Yeah.
The GM is 34.
34.
Good for him. That's great. But I watched the interviews of all these guys. And
impressive.
Yeah, very, very impressive. And you need that, energy. You need that optimism that they bring. And their resumes speak for themselves. But, I mean, it's not like I pay attention to every single team.
Sure.
And who these guys are. But, I mean, I trust the guys in charge, and I'm super happy that Tony is involved.
Yeah, you and everyone. That seems to be a big deal.
I mean, the dude bleeds teal black
for sure,
and he wants nothing but good for.
I think he shares some of this. Look, I don't know if it's built a winning team, but it helps when things are, roiled up. Mm-hmm. He seems to share a lot of the fans' same sensibilities.
He does.
Like some of the things that we talk with him on Monday that
One of us.
are obvious to us, he'll say, yeah, you're right. This needs to be.
Yeah.
Whereas often when you get insulated up there and you're trying to self-protect, it's like somebody can say something that might be valid, but you immediately want to cut it off because,
And you know him. He'll say it.
100%.
Right. And that's what I love about the hire is he's not afraid to step on some toes. And, him being, the first Jaguar draft pick in history, it's a risky move taking that job because one day you might get fired.
Yes.
But he's not afraid to do it. And that's what I love
appreciate
about it.
that. I appreciate that. And I feel like there is a risk there because Tony's always had a unique relationship with the fan base here.
Skinny, Larry.
And they love him. And they love him. So but he loves the franchise and he believes in himself and he knows the game. So we'll see. I mean, we'll be excited and I wish him nothing but the best.
Well, yeah. Because best for him brings the best for the franchise.
Scobes, what's the longest in the next 10 years, what will be the longest field goal in the NFL?
Oh,
are we going to get
hit 70, you think?
70?
At this rate, it's blowing my mind.
That little kid, he's a great kid, by the way. It's Cam
Little.
Yeah. He's not a little. He's just skinny.
No.
He's my height.
I know, but
is he that tall?
He's 6'2".
Yeah.
Wow, that surprises me.
I mean, the face, you can't get past it. He's 14 years old.
I know.
But
arms are like
and he's got no. I mean, he doesn't seem like he has huge quads or anything. I mean, we've had him on the.
I guess
TV
it's
show
like golf swing speed.
Correct.
Is that what it is? Is it what he's just hips?
He's capable of knocking 165. I mean,
for sure.
You don't hit 70, right? What are we at? 66.
66 is the record,
and
right
that's
now.
Tucker.
Yeah.
And I I think they can get to.
He kicked his last one. You think?
We don't need to talk about it.
No, we're all set.
It's a sidebar. Sidebar, Judge.
But yeah, it's kind of blowing my mind, and it's making my generation of kickers look really bad.
Yeah.
Well, you should have seen what your generation did to what we were growing up. When we were growing up, Scobie, honest to God, if your kicker had a 34-yarder, it was a coin flip.
Oh, my
You were nervous as a fan for, a 40-yard field goal when we were kids was a long field goal, and 50s were never.
Scobie, tell who's Mark Mosley?
The last straight-on kicker for the Redskins.
Yeah.
Only kicker that won NFL MVP in the strike-shortened season in 1983.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good.
My man.
Mosley also went on and in his
These guys, Scobie had heaters, ripping darts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Single face single face bar.
Some of these.
Well, and Mosley.
Those were our
Did he win
guys.
his MVP for the Browns?
No.
He was already with Washington? Because he went to the Browns. Mosley was on the teams that lost to Elway's Broncos on the drive.
Oh, okay.
Mosley was the kicker for those teams, I'm pretty sure.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Well, we got some rain coming in. I'm looking at
Yeah. Oh, okay. Downtown's now
Can't
invisible.
see downtown.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, these kickers now, I mean, it's crazy. The one that really stands out is Brandon Aubrey, the Dallas kicker. Because, Brian Anger is the punter and the holder. So I text him the last, year and a half and just said, tell me something about him.
Yeah.
He's like, I've never seen anything like it. No offense to you, but I've never seen anything like it. Because they'll attempt a 58-yarder in the middle of the first quarter.
Yes.
And risk losing that. And he just makes it look like it's a 30-yarder.
It's unbelievable.
But the kickers are getting bigger, stronger, faster. They're training better than we did. They have actual kicking coaches, which we didn't have, and that's why they're so much better.
Yeah, it's been fascinating to watch, and then of course the punters as well. I mean, they're getting them all from Australia. Colleges have like what was the percentage, Pross, of all the D1 punters from Australia? It's like 80% or something.
Yeah,
incredible number
for good reason.
Yeah.
But the guys are big now.
Yeah.
I mean, Logan Cook is 6'5", 230.
Yeah.
Brandon Aubrey is 6'3", 220.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys are just bigger and stronger.
Yeah, it's fascinating to watch, and I'll be curious to see what they end up doing with the kickoff rule.
I can't stand it.
Yeah, I think they got to move it. First off, you guys can put it through into the end zone anytime you want. So,
my man won the MVP in 1980. I love you, Scobee.
Did I get it right?
You did. The NFL. I don't know what hallucinogenic they were on. They gave the MVP to a man that went 16-19 on extra points.
Hold on, what?
His MVP year, he went 16-19 on extra points.
Well, that tells you how bad the kicking was.
Right?
Yeah.
20-21 on field goals, by the way.
Yeah.
What a down, awful year in the NFL.
Well,
1980.
it was a strike year.
I know it was. I don't care. You can't find me a strike quarterback or a strike running back. That is amazing. 16-19 on extra points.
That's pretty
speaks
bad.
To how it's.
Yeah.
And he was.
By the way,
he was the kicker.
That ain't the 33-yarder either.
Kicker.
Yeah, that's the 20-yarder. Yeah.
Kicker for the Browns.
Oh boy.
We
got it
in '86.
It's just
nothing to see here. I thought it was a relatively good sale. No, it's not a spill.
It's a splash.
That is not a spill. That's a splash. Thank you, John. And he was on the Browns in '86. So one of those teams to the drive was him.
All right.
I remember him making it. In fact, the Browns, before they played the Denver that year, beat the Jets at home. Do you remember that game?
Yes.
It was really cold and muddy. Yeah, in the playoffs. Yeah. And Mosley had missed a field goal in that game that would have won the game, and then ultimately he ended up making one later.
That was during the sack
Thank you,
exchange years. The New York sack exchange years.
No, he's for the Browns. Not. Oh, yeah, for them. Yeah. Freeman McNeil.
Yes.
So are y'all playing today?
No.
Come on.
We're otherwise indisposed.
No.
But we would.
I teach a class at UNF on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Oh, good for you.
So I got to.
And we don't get off the air till 10.
And I already killed a week, so I can't miss it. So I got.
All right, well, it's good catching up with you, my man.
Yeah, you look great, Scobes. I'm glad all's well.
Yep. Anything you need, as always.
You do for the community, man. You're
Give
the
us a
best.
shout.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.